Could Blake Lively's next major role actually be behind bars? It's a question nobody expected to ask about one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses, but the rumor mill is in overdrive. According to new developments, Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds are embroiled in a legal battle so explosive, it could potentially shatter their carefully polished image. Recent headlines paint a picture of a couple in crisis, trying to stay in the spotlight while juggling lawsuits, PR disasters, and a mounting wave of backlash. But how did they reach this point, and why does it seem like their entire empire might collapse at any moment? Stay tuned, because the full story is far wilder than anyone could have imagined. It all kicked off under the bright lights of the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special. This event promised a nostalgic reunion of comedy legends and notable alumni, but it turned into an awkward spectacle the second Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds walked on stage unannounced. Their appearance wasn't part of the initial roster. Nobody anticipated it, nobody asked for it, and judging by the confused faces in the crowd, nobody understood it. Rather than warming the audience with their usual bubbly banter, the couple triggered a strange tension in the room. Insiders whispered that several prominent comedians and actors kept their distance, unsure how to handle two Hollywood heavyweights who, according to swirling rumors, were stepping into the spotlight at the worst possible time. And let's be clear, this wasn't just about them crashing an event. This moment would become the symbol of their ongoing legal and PR nightmare. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. While the cameras rolled and the couple grinned for photos, countless questions circled the venue. Why were they here? What were they hoping to gain? And most importantly, how would this play into Blake's escalating legal war with director Justin Baldoni? Behind the smiles, Lively is in the middle of a massive legal storm with Justin Baldoni, who directed and co-produced the forthcoming film adaptation of It Ends With Us. According to Baldoni's camp, Lively had accused him of serious misconduct, accusations so severe that they could end careers if proven true. But Baldoni vehemently denies these claims, saying he has receipts to prove his innocence. These receipts, he insists, show that Lively orchestrated a smear campaign to seize creative control of the project. Now, here's the irony. If Blake is indeed so traumatized by Baldoni's alleged actions that she can barely function, why on earth is she popping up on one of the biggest televised events of the year, laughing and mingling as though nothing's amiss? Baldoni's legal team is using that question as a cornerstone in their defense. They argue Lively isn't acting like someone under crippling emotional distress, and they're not the only ones noticing. But you might be wondering, what about the movie at the center of it all? Well, the drama behind It Ends With Us may be even bigger than anyone realized. When the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's bestseller It Ends With Us was announced, fans were ecstatic, until they found out who was cast. Critics erupted, complaining the actors didn't fit the characters. On top of that, the production design, costuming, and creative direction fell under heavy scrutiny. People started calling it a disaster before it even left pre-production. Smack in the middle of this chaos, Blake Lively seemed keen on calling the shots. Rumors spread that she was challenging Baldoni's directorial guidance at every turn, leading to a toxic environment nobody wanted to be around. So when the accusations against Baldoni emerged, many originally sided with Lively until new information surfaced that put her motives into question. An old interview recently resurfaced, showing Lively bragging about how she loves to sideline directors if she feels her vision is superior. Suddenly, a different narrative began to form. Could she have been doing exactly that on Baldoni's set, only to spin the story publicly when things didn't go her way? Still, none of this would have escalated so dramatically if Baldoni hadn't decided to drop the motherload of receipts. In a surprising move, Justin Baldoni created a website where he released raw footage, text messages, and voicemails, all pointing to a story vastly different from Lively's allegations. According to Baldoni, this evidence shows he never harassed Lively and had zero intention of causing her emotional turmoil. In fact, the behind-the-scenes clips apparently reveal a man eager to collaborate, who was met with hostility and power plays at nearly every turn. The reaction was immediate. Hollywood loves a villain, but it also loves a redemption arc. In this case, Baldoni went from presumed predator to possible victim overnight, turning Lively's legal narrative on its head. Fans started asking, is Blake Lively truly the one making up stories here? And if so, what was her endgame? Suddenly, her squeaky clean image started cracking. The star, once best known for sweet Instagram posts and comedic jabs with her husband, was being labeled a career assassin. And that husband? Ryan Reynolds, known for witty banter and carefully orchestrated social media pranks, might just be the enabler behind it all. But if you think losing credibility was tough, wait until you hear how Hollywood's elite responded once these receipts dropped. The entertainment world is fickle. One day you're everybody's darling, the next you can't find a single ally. As soon as Baldoni's evidence went public, it wasn't just fans who started viewing Lively and Reynolds differently. Celebrities began quietly distancing themselves. 2. Powerful names unfollowed Lively on social media. People who once sang her praises moved on to the next rising star. Even author Colleen Hoover, whose work was central to the project, started scrubbing Lively references from her feed. Why the sudden 180? Well, Hollywood may thrive on drama, but it also hates to look foolish. If the industry suspects Lively manipulated the truth for her own gain, the stench of that betrayal tends to linger. Worse yet, Lively and Reynolds' lack of self-awareness at SNL only fueled the cynics. They behaved as though everything was fine, even as news outlets questioned their every motive. This might have faded from the headlines, except for one relentless factor: the general public. Because if A-listers are turning their backs, the online world has turned the entire fiasco into a viral feeding frenzy. Gone are the days when a polished press release could kill a scandal. In today's media landscape, independent creators on YouTube, TikTok, and podcasts are dissecting every angle of the Lively Baldoni saga. They're comparing timestamps of events, analyzing leaked DMs, and replaying footage from SNL to piece together a puzzle that mainstream journalists often overlook. And let's not forget the post-Amber Heard climate. Once the public saw how one high-profile case could be flipped inside out by online scrutiny, they learned to ask tough questions anytime a story feels off. So the moment Baldoni posted his receipts and Lively still carried on with big, cheerful appearances, skeptics smelled a rat. What does this mean for Blake and Ryan? Simple. Their tried-and-true PR tactics may not work anymore. In an age where one viral tweet can topple a multi-million-dollar promotional campaign, the couple's star power is no longer enough to keep the public on their side. And that looming court date is approaching faster than anyone expected, meaning this entire controversy could soon reach its peak in front of a judge. Mark your calendars for March 9th, 2026, the day Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are expected in court to address the defamation lawsuit Baldoni brought against them. Yes, defamation. This isn't just about he said, she said. It's about potentially smearing someone's name with false accusations to gain leverage. And the stakes aren't small change, either. Baldoni is reportedly seeking hundreds of millions in damages. If he wins, Lively and Reynolds could face devastating financial losses, not to mention the irreparable harm to their reputations. But it doesn't stop there. Insiders whisper that there's a possibility of criminal repercussions if it's proven that Lively fabricated serious allegations for personal gain. While that might seem extreme, consider how quickly public sentiment shifted in other high-profile cases. Juries don't appreciate feeling manipulated, and if Baldoni's evidence holds up under scrutiny, things could turn dire for Blake. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds is stuck in a precarious position. Is he an accomplice, blindly supporting his wife's narrative? Or is he a misguided partner who trusted Blake without seeing the bigger picture? The jury, literally, is still out on that one. But the real question swirling through Hollywood is, can the golden couple of Tinseltown salvage their legacy, or have they already sealed their fate? From that jarring SNL cameo to the shocking receipts dropped by Justin Baldoni, this saga has escalated at breakneck speed. Once hailed as Hollywood's perfect pair, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds now find themselves at the center of a storm that could rip apart their careers. The more they try to charm audiences with witty jokes and high-profile appearances, the more the public wonders if it's all just a polished distraction from the real story. And that's where we stand. Will Blake Lively be forced to confront her contradictions in a court of law? Could Ryan Reynolds' comedic PR spin finally backfire? Or is there yet another twist waiting to explode before March 9th rolls around? What do you think? Are Lively and Reynolds victims of an overblown scandal, or did they orchestrate every detail to maintain their grip on Hollywood? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for continuing updates on what might be the most shocking Hollywood controversy of the decade. Stay tuned. This roller coaster is far from over, and you won't want to miss the next dramatic turn.